Hi everyone, I am Abdullah Lagari. Welcome back to lecture number 4, and today's lecture is all about paragraph writing. In previous lectures, we have talked about vocabulary building, we have talked about sentence structure, that was the last class, and we have generally talked about writing skills as well. And today's class is very important to me because for you all as well, because what I think for advanced writing skills, it is the paragraph that can help you a lot. It is the paragraph that can develop your writing substance in an effective manner. Until you produce a good paragraph, you cannot move or you cannot proceed in your advanced writing skills. So dear everyone, let everybody be there, and I'm sure that everybody has got the material I sent you on the Google Classroom. So those who have got the material, I want everyone to acknowledge if they have got the material, because I would like you to go through that material also. I would certainly engage you in some slides as well for more understanding of paragraph writing, because this class are generally speaking, because there are two versions, like number one is theoretical version and another one is the practical version, and we have to cover both the versions of paragraph writing. And in today's class especially, we will certainly be going through the theoretical version of paragraph writing. We will cover the theoretical aspects, what paragraph actually is, right? And moreover, in today's class, things to cover will be like what is paragraph, and why is paragraph writing that much important, and number 3, what needs to be the length of a paragraph. That is always confusing for the students. They also ask questions regarding the length of a paragraph, and then the parts of a paragraph, and what to do before writing a paragraph, and how to write the main idea or the thesis statement of a paragraph. Everyone, I have sent the material on Google Classroom, and I have shared details on Facebook status. You can go and you can find the material there, right? And then we will be talking about what should be the length of a paragraph, and how should a thesis statement be written, and then what should body of paragraph consist of, and how to conclude a paragraph, and then finally the revision and editing. These are the stages that we will try to cover in today's lecture. But before I start speaking about paragraph, I must tell you that in today's class I have already said that we will be focusing on the theoretical version of paragraph, right? And somehow there will be some practical activities as well, and the next class will be moreover practical version of paragraph writing. So before we start paragraph, I would like you to tell me what paragraph actually is. Yes, everyone, I would like you to tell me what is paragraph. Whom do you call paragraph? What paragraph actually is? What is paragraph? I'm giving you 60 seconds. For the very first question, that is about paragraph itself. Yes, what is paragraph? This is the very first question. Yes, let's see what the people say. First, I want everybody to be there, right? And once everybody is there, then I will be starting and I will be giving you my own input as well. But before everybody joins me, I would like you to tell me, yes, Fatima Bro says it is a distinct section of a piece of writing, usually dealing with a single thought. Yes, wonderful, Fatima. It is a combination of sentence which provides certain idea of a description. Yes, that's right. After a long time, it's really nice to write. I thought that it's about paragraph. Yes, paragraph is a part of a piece of writing that usually deals with the one subject that begins with a new line, right, and that is made up of more sentences. Good, good. That's wonderful. That's right. But I still want others to give their remarks about paragraph, what paragraph actually is. That's right. I'm very happy to see your active and positive response here. Yes, give me more ideas about your concept of paragraph writing. It is the group of lines related to single theme. Fine. Let's start our discussion now. As Asif says, it is the group of lines related to single theme. I would say you're right. Your stance is really wonderful. But let's discuss. It's the combination of sentences with proper right. Yes. Fine. And still there are 10 seconds left. Then I'll be starting what paragraph actually is. Yes, fine. Now paragraph is actually a group of sentences or even a single sentence. A group of sentences or a single sentence that talk about the one theme, or they talk about that single one idea, right? So a combination of sentences or a single sentence that forms a single unit, or all those sentences are about the single topic or single theme or the one theme, that is called a paragraph, right? I'm coming again, I'm reading. Paragraphs are actually the building blocks of papers. Many students define paragraphs in terms of length, right? They say that paragraph is the one that has 1 page length or 2 pages length or 4.5 page length. They define paragraphs in terms of length. But what paragraph actually is, as told you, or as you have given you ideas, that paragraph, yes, of course, it is the combination of sentences that talk about one main theme or one single idea, right? That one main theme or that single idea, we can call that single idea is a main idea, because it is the idea all sentences are about, right? It is the what we say, that's why it is the main idea, or sometimes we call that the key sentence, because it is the sentence the whole paragraph is all about, right? And there is another name for that sentence also, that is the thesis statement, right? So the three names for one concept, right? The main idea, or the key sentence, that we call topic sentence, or number third one is the thesis statement, right? Main idea in the sense that this is the idea that all sentences are dependent on, right? Thesis statement in the sense it is the statement which is considered the key, or which is considered the main statement. That is why it is called the thesis statement, right? Now, and a paragraph is a group of at least 5 sentences. It has to have at least 5 sentences, right? A paragraph is half a page long. In reality, though, the unity and coherence of ideas among sentences is what constitutes a paragraph. But again, I would say paragraph, we can define that paragraph a group of sentences that talks about the one main idea, and that idea has got 3 names, as I told you. The name one was topic sentence, or are the main idea, or the thesis statement, and we will certainly talk about these concepts as well. How many of you have received the material? Let me see if you people have got the material, so that I should engage you into that material as well. And yes, how many of you? I don't think so you have got. Right, a group of sentences. Fine. See, I have given here a slide in which I have given a page in which there are certain paragraphs. Had you been there, you would have easily identified the number of paragraphs there in that one page. Right, only one person has got the material, and this is why how important it is to find the material. You haven't. Right. And now the next thing is, what do you think? The next question is, what do you think? What should be the length of a paragraph? Now, what do you think? What should be the length of a paragraph? Yes. After you are done with the concept of paragraph, now what do you think? What should be the length of a paragraph? You haven't received that. Right. But now tell me, what should be the length of a paragraph? Forget about this material. See, you should have gone to the Google Classroom, and you should have received that. But fine now. At least 5 sentences. And 100 to 200 words, right? 1 to 2 pages. Fine. Right. A paragraph should be 100 to 200 words long and be no more than 5 or 6 sentences. Right, 150 to 200 words. Fine. Don't worry about the material now. You can access that material afterwards. 3 sentences to 200 words. Fine. Yes, I want everybody to give me the response on this question. It may be 2 pages and 1.5 page, 150 words. Right. 150 words. Right. Okay. Fine. Yes, others please. Uh, 50 to 200 words. Okay. Fine. Okay. Anyways, as far as the length of a paragraph is concerned, that's not fixed, right? That depends on the nature of a topic. But however, yes, as I told you, the paragraph can be what I say. That it's all about the nature of the topic you're writing on, and that nature of topic decides the length of a paragraph, and it's not fixed in any ways. In some styles of writing, particularly journalistic styles, a paragraph can be just 1 sentence long also, right? A paragraph can be 6 sentences also, right? 10 sentences as well, and surprisingly, it can be 1 sentence long as well. In journalistic writings, for example, in newspapers, right? In newspaper articles, you must have gone through when you read the standard newspapers like Dawn newspaper, right? Other local newspapers in English, right? Over there, you can find the length of a paragraph that can be of 1 sentence also. A paragraph is a sentence or a group of sentences that support the one idea. Let's talk about that one idea, what that one idea is. that one idea we call a topic sentence, or key sentence, or main idea, or the thesis statement, right? Uh, do you know what the thesis statement is? What is thesis statement? You know, there are three names for one concept. That is main idea, right? Number one. Number two is a topic sentence. Number three is a thesis statement. Three names for one concept. So you need not to be confused if you find different names, right? But the concept is only one. Now tell me what is the main idea? What is main idea? I need your opinion about main idea. Yes, everyone. What is that main idea, or thesis statement, or topic sentence? I can see different people here. One of my class fellows, a lecturer at University of Sindh. She has also joined me. Thank you very much. Nazish, nerd. Right. Yes. What is the thesis statement or topic sentence? What is the topic sentence in paragraph? What's your opinion about it? It is a sentence in which we find whom we talk about actually. Okay, fine. What else? Asif says it is a sentence in which we find whom we talk about actually. Right. It is a sentence. A most important thought about the topic. Right. So topic sentence is the most important thought about the topic. Right. Good. That contains the most important statement of that, I guess. Yes, you're right. This is the most important statement. That is why we call it a thesis statement, because it is the statement the whole paragraph depends on. Excellent, Raj. That expresses the main idea of essay, right? A research paper. Fine, but let's restrict to the paragraph now. Main idea is whatever the topic is, we must write about the topic. That's called the main idea, right? That's right. Excellent. Yes, I'm giving you 30 more seconds to talk about what main idea actually is. Yes, everyone. I need your response. Thesis statement is a class that shows your views about topic. In the end of introduction, a paragraph of essay. Right. He says it is the main statement. That's right. Fine. As far as the thesis statement is concerned, we call it the topic sentence is aside because it is the sentence that defines the topic. It is a sentence that explores more about the topic. It is a sentence that explains that elaborates what topic is all about or what is within that topic. That's why we call it a topic sentence, right? It is called a thesis statement as well. Why? Because it is a statement that is considered the main statement, right? And it is a statement the whole paragraph or all other ideas are one way or the other concerned with that main idea or main statement. That is why we call it the thesis statement as well. Now let's talk about what is a thesis statement again. I want everybody's attention now. Right. A thesis statement is just like a seed, right? there is a seed, and seed is what, for example, that can give birth to its crop, right? And that crop will be called as, so other ideas, other sentences, right? But that main sentence is actually that seed, right? A thesis statement is just like a seed, and the whole discussion and the arguments should look like growing from that seed, right? For example, when you're writing a paragraph, right, you have to start your paragraph with the main idea or the thesis statement in most of the cases, but not necessarily in all cases, right? And sometimes that thesis statement has to be in the middle as well, and sometimes professional writers include their thesis statement in the end as well. But most probably that thesis statement has to be in the very beginning, in the start, right? We will again talk about it, and I have given some slides as well, and in which I have given the relevant examples as well. And I would have been really pleased if you had gone through that material and you would have seen that, and your concepts would have been stronger than right now, right? As I said, thesis statement is like a seed, and the whole discussion and the arguments should look like growing from that seed. This means that they must have connection with the thesis statement, right? For example, your thesis statement is just like a statement that is considered the most important statement, right? Most important statement in the sense that all other ideas are about that statement, right? No idea or no sentence is what we say irrelevant, or every sentence is related to that thesis statement. That is why the thesis statement is more important, right? And as far as the structure of paragraph is concerned, the structure of our parts of a paragraph are concerned, what do you think? How many parts a paragraph does contain? How many parts? How many parts should a paragraph consist of? How many parts you think? Right. How many parts should a paragraph consist of? Yes. Yes, how many parts? Let's see what people say. How many parts a paragraph should consist of? The very first part I have told you, that has been repeatedly talked about. That is a thesis statement. The part first is there, right? What other parts does a paragraph consist of? 4 parts. Fine. Sarfraz says 4 parts, right? Fatima says 3 parts. Fine. 3 parts, right? Let's see what other people say. 3, okay. 5 parts. My goodness, right? 5 parts, 3 parts. 3 is coming in consensus. But again, there are people who say 5, or some people say 4. Right. Right. Okay. 3 parts. Yes, there are 3 parts. Certainly, there are 3 parts of a paragraph. Number first part, the paragraph starts with is that we call topic sentence, number 1, or you can call it thesis statement. And number 2 is, what is the second part of a paragraph? Second part of a paragraph is the body of a paragraph, right? The body of a paragraph. And the part number 3 is, yes, what is the part number 3? First is thesis statement, second is the body of a paragraph, and what about part number 3? what is the third part of, fine, what is the third part of yes, third part of paragraph? Okay, fine. Third part is the conclusion, right? So there are three parts: thesis statement and body of the paragraph, and third part, yes, that is, of course, the conclusion. Now let's talk about because as I told you, and today's class is very much theoretical, right? We will not touch the practical version of paragraph writing. It will be in the next class. Next class will be moreover a practical class in which I will be certainly engaging you into writing, developing thesis statement, or body of the paragraph, or how to conclude that paragraph as well, right? Yes, that's fine. That is the conclusion. But before we write a paragraph, is, as I in the start I gave you the example. For example, I said the thesis statement is just like a seed, right? And its flowers are just like the body of it, right? Now see that seed. For example, now what is the process of that seed? For example, the seed has come from something, certainly, and what that something is. Now that something is called brainstorming. In writing we call it brainstorming. Brainstorming is actually a planning part. See what happens when you start writing a paragraph and we do not plan the things. This means we are writing a paragraph without brainstorming. You know what happens then? The starting ideas come in the end, and the ending ideas come in the middle, and the middle ones in the start. So this gives a disorganized look, and this is quite awkward also, and this can irritate your examiners, and this cannot leave the positive impression of your writing. In order to be well organized, in order to give the proper sequencing to your ideas, or in order to include all relevant information in your paragraph, what you need to do is that you have to go for the brainstorming. Now what that brainstorming is, actually brainstorming is a planning part where you compel your brain and it starts giving you ideas, right? Once, for example, when you start writing, nothing comes here, right? You keep on starting and you keep on writing, and that is a random attempt, right? Now if you plan first and then you start writing, and this will be finer than the first attempt. Why? Because you are planning the things. Once you go plan, this can be more effective than the unplanned piece of writing. So brainstorming is what that can help you a lot. Let's say how brainstorming can help you a lot, in the sense, for example, you've got a topic, right? Are you given a topic to write on, or you have got a topic to write on? What you need to do first is that you need to start thinking about it. So what comes to you about the topic? Right or wrong, relevant or irrelevant, whatever comes to you, start writing on a piece of paper, right? Let's say I'm giving you a topic for brainstorming, because as I told you, brainstorming is what that can help you a lot before you write. It's moreover a planning, right? Let's say the topic is let's say money, right? Money, the importance of money. So what ideas are coming to you about money? What ideas are coming to you about money? Let's brainstorm on this topic. The topic is the importance of money. Now what ideas are coming to you about money? Is whatever the ideas are coming to you, just give me the ideas about the importance of money. Yes, Let's see what ideas are coming about money. And after brainstorming, we will talk about how to develop or how to improve paragraph, or what next the paragraph should comprise of. But before we move to the theoretical version of the paragraph, I would like you to give me sentences, give me ideas on money. So yes, finally ideas are coming. So money is everything, right? Money is important for business, right? Yes, fine, excellent. Yes, yes, others please. Money is comfort of life. Yes, comfort can be, right, there can be comfort in life with money. That's fine, that's perfect. Yes, others, what is the importance of money for you? All right, that's something irrelevant. Okay, so what ideas are coming to you about money? You can purchase anything with money, right? That's fine, that's perfect, that's perfect. You're awesome, right? The importance of money, you can purchase everything, right? Everything, but not more than your comfort. Okay, people say money is everything. They are saying we can purchase everything with money, so that's why everybody is after money. They think money is what that matters the most, to be strange, right? Life is basis on money, life is based on money, fine. Money is necessarily in order to survive in life. Luxuries of life with money, luxuries of life can be snatched with money. Okay, but happiness is also something that comes from the inner side. Okay, so money can give you the luxuries of life. Oh, wonderful. Yes, through money you can't purchase feelings, exactly. You can't purchase happiness, exactly. Or money can fulfill your basic needs, huh? Money can give you an opportunity. We can help needy people through money. Without money we can even help needy people if our intentions are very positive. We can make our life luxurious with money, right? There are so many people living happily without money. They have some money. That's fine. There should be money, but we should not be rushing after money, right? There should be a certain limit of earning that money, right? Now you've got the concept. See, this was a technique like brainstorming. Brainstorming is what that engages you, that involves you into getting so many ideas about the topic of your interest, or the topic of your concern, or the topic you are given to write on, or the topic you want to write. Money can buy anyone and anything. Cannot buy everyone. Can buy people, but not everyone. Can buy something, but not everything. One can complete his needs. Yes, the needs could be fulfilled with money, fine, that's right. See, this is how so many ideas are coming to you, right? So similarly, in the same manner, what you need to do is that money can buy anyone. Okay, I won't argue. It's your belief. You think that money can buy anyone, fine. There are certainly some people who couldn't be bought by money, right? Okay, fine. Anyways, that's right. Now, before you start writing, you have to take a piece of paper and write all the ideas on the topic you are given to, or you want to write on, right? Now, this will help you. This will actually give you some ideas. And without brainstorming, you were quite empty. There was nothing coming to you. And when you had started, you would have made so many mistakes also. And you could have disorganized, or you could have given an improper sequencing to your ideas without brainstorming. See, brainstorming can help us a lot. Whatever the piece of writing you want to write on, it's not only the paragraph writing, right? Even in essay writing, even in any drafting, right? It's very, very important for university exams also. You must brainstorming the question first, see the question, divide that question into some parts, and then start writing the ideas, and then you may start writing the way you have planned or the way you have brainstormed. Right, this was the brainstorming. Now let's talk about the qualities of a good paragraph, right? As I told you, today's class is it will be talking about the theoretical version on paragraph writing, and that's why we are not engaging you into practical activities. That will take place tomorrow. The very first activity is that your paragraph has to be unified, right? Unified means all of the sentences in a single paragraph should be related to that single idea that the paragraph is about. In that sense, your paragraph has to give a unified look. Your paragraph should be unified, number one. And number two, clearly related to the thesis. See, thesis means thesis statement. Your thesis statement, as I told you, is the main statement, right? And in the body of the paragraph, you will be giving such ideas, such sentences that are supporting your statement, their thesis statement, right? In that sense, those ideas have to have clear relevance, or clear attachment, or they should be very much related to the thesis statement. The sentences should all refer to the central ideas or thesis statement or the paper. And number three quality is coherent. The sentences should be arranged in a logical manner. Do you understand what logical? You know, logical is, for example, you should give them the proper sequencing. So the most important event comes first, that it gives birth to other events, right? In this way, so the very first event has to be in the beginning, and the second most event has to be, and then and this is how there has to be a chain of thoughts, right? That is why we say the sentences should be arranged in a logical manner, and they should follow a definite plan for development. Definite plan in the sense, for example, when you ask when you're writing the aims of my life, right? You want to start with the university education, or you want to start with the college education. Certainly you would start with your childhood, and then you start writing about your school life, and then the college life, then the university life, and then the professional life, right? And this is how there has to be a proper sequencing of ideas. And number four quality of a paragraph is it should be well developed. Every idea discussed in a paragraph should be explained in detail and supported through evidence, right? And you have to give evidence as well. Now let's talk about how to write a paragraph. Now, how do you write paragraph? What do you do when you are given a topic? When you are given a topic, what do you do first? When you're given a topic, what do you do first? You start writing? Are you think before writing? What do you do that? Are you plan before writing? What do you do before writing a paragraph? Yes. And then we will talk about introduction. You start writing introduction. Fine. Fatima says, fine. Brainstorming. That's good. You go for brainstorming. You introduce a topic on the spot. Right. You think about. Okay. That's fine. Thinking is actually planning. As you say, brainstorming. That's fine. Outline. That's wonderful. That's excellent. Yes. What else do you do? Brainstorming. Fine. Introduction. Right. Now, before we start writing a paragraph, certainly we have to decide what to include, or what that paragraph should be about, or what are the ideas that a paragraph should contain. Right. Fine. And now let's talk about the elements that help us to write a paragraph. So what are those elements? Element number one is unity. It will be a repetition. For example, I have talked about unity as unity in a paragraph begins with the topic sentence. Every paragraph has one single and controlling idea that we call the main idea that has to be there. In that sense, a paragraph must have unity. Number two is order. Order matters the most. Order are, in other words, we can call sequencing of ideas, or arrangement of ideas. This is very important, right? So you need not to compromise with the sequencing or order of the sentences at any cost. You must be very careful about it. So order refers to the way you organize your supporting sentences. Order comes next. For example, first there has to be the thesis statement. After you're done with the thesis statement, then there comes the order. Order is what? This is about the body of the paragraph. The ideas that you're writing about that thesis statement, right? So in these ideas, what should be there? So you have to certainly develop or maintain the proper order, or you have to organize your supporting sentences. Whether you choose, you have to choose the order of importance. Is already said. What is the event? What is the idea that you think is most important that has to come in the beginning? And then what is the idea that is least important that has to come at the end? This is how there has to be a proper order when you're going for developing a paragraph, right? And then the third one is coherence. Coherence is the quality that makes your writing understandable. You know how? What other problems do you face when you're writing a paragraph, or when you're writing anything? What other problems do you face when you're writing anything? For example, in the middle, I have found so many students, they get stuck. Even I myself, we are also humans, we get stuck. So what other problems you face when you're writing? In the middle of writing, you face some problems. What are those problems you face? Thank you very much, Isnan. Yes. What other difficulties you face when you are in the middle of yes, grammar mistake, right? Some people have grammar issues, and let's see what are the issues with other people. What other problems do you face when you are in the middle of writing a paragraph or any other thing, any other piece of writing? Yes, please. shortage of vocabulary. Yes, that's right. Yes, you lack the exact words do not come. Effective thoughts, right? There is a repetition of thoughts. Same ideas. You keep repeating. And same words also. You do not find the choice of different words. There has to be a proper choice of words. Lack of arrangement and facts. Yes, that's right. That's true. Yes, what else you think? How can we give arguments? See, when you have written a thesis statement, right? And then it is the body of the paragraph. Body of the paragraph is what? Which contains all those ideas that are supporting the thesis statement, right? In that body of the idea, in that the body of the paragraph, what you need to do is that you have to certainly give examples, you have to give arguments, and those examples and those arguments have to have connection with the main idea, with the thesis statement. Or in the end, for example, you have to relate your arguments, or you have to relate the examples you have given, the quotes you have written, or any other survey report that you have mentioned. You have to relate these things with the main idea, right? And this is how you can give arguments, right? You can certainly give arguments, but those arguments have to have connection with the main idea or the thesis statement, as we said. Fine. So these are the difficulties. Certainly you have to. And yes, we'll also talk about how to cope up with the difficulties you encounter in the middle of writing a paragraph, right? The element number 3 is coherence. Coherence is the quality that makes your writing understandable. Sentences with a paragraph need to connect to each other and work together as a whole. All those sentences look like as if one sentence has come from another one. Second sentence, third sentence has emanated from the second one, third from the fourth one, fifth from the fourth one, right? Sixth from the fifth one. In this way, there has to be the connection of sentences of those ideas with one another, that we call coherence, right? And for this connection, you can use some transition words also. For example, firstly, right? Secondly, thirdly. You can use connectors as well, right? Furthermore, in addition, nevertheless, however, consequently, right? So these are the words that can make your paragraph coherent, right? And number 4th element is completeness. Completeness means a paragraph is well developed, right? If all sentences clearly and sufficiently support the main idea, then your paragraph is complete, right? The concluding sentence or the last sentence of the paragraph should summarize your main idea or the thesis statement, right? So the completeness is once you have talked about the topic in detail, means you have given relevant examples, you have used arguments also, you have given some given a relevant statement, and then you have related all those ideas with that one thought that we call the thesis statement, and then finally you can conclude that. How do you conclude that paragraph? How to conclude paragraph? We should conclude paragraph using these words, to conclude, to sum up, or in a nutshell, or to cut the long story short. Right? You can use these words, and you can preferably use these words, right? to conclude, in a nutshell, to cut the long story short, to precise. Thank you. So you can use these words, and from this the writer can come to know, that the examiner even, or the reader even, that you are going to conclude your paragraph, right? Fine. Now let's go ahead. See, we have talked about how to develop a paragraph. As I told you that this is the theoretical version. In the next class it will be a practical version, right? And had you gone through these slides, this would have given you what we say a real concept of how the paragraph is, and how that paragraph comprised of parts and what those parts are, right? In the slide I have mentioned each and everything, right? You can see, or once you are done with this class and afterwards you can see that slide as well. So over there I have talked about these issues as well. See, now I would like to sentences on how can you conclude your paragraph using these words. To sum up in a nutshell, to cut the long story short, in sum, or sometimes keeping in view, or in view of above, right? Give me sentences. Please give me sentences. How do you conclude your paragraph? Now use these words and give me sentences on these words. Give me sentences on these words, please. Yes, give me sentences on to sum up, in a nutshell, in view of above, hence, consequently, in this way. Give me sentences, please. Yes, give me sentences, everyone. Consequently, fine. That's fine. But use them in your sentences. Use hence in your sentences, consequently in sentences, to sum up in your sentences, or nutshell in sentences. The question is, I'm coming again, the question is, use, because we were talking about the conclusion, right? When we are going to conclude our paragraph, we use some words, and from these words examiner comes to know that you're going to end now, right? Like to sum up, like consequently, therefore, in view of above, right? And in a nutshell, to cut the long story short. Now these are the words that conclude a paragraph, right? So the concluding sentence starts with these words. Now my question is, give me sentences using these words to conclude a paragraph, please. Yes, for example, consequently this was proved, this has been proved that science is a blessing, right? In a nutshell, we can say that, yes, that's right. Or as a whole, the steps taken by the government are beneficial for the public, right? Yes, like this, can you give me hence from above points we can conclude that the money is important in our life, right? Right. Or we can say, based on the above discussion, precisely I lost in my words when I saw him after a long time. I lost in my words when I saw him long. Yes. You can say surprisingly also. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. Precisely is also a word that you can use in the end as well when you are going to conclude a paragraph. Hence, they do it for self, for themselves. That's right. Yes, other sentences. Fine. And in today's lecture, we talked about the theoretical version about paragraph writing, that what is a paragraph. The discussion was started from this, right? You all gave me your opinion about what paragraph actually is, and then we talked about what should be the length of a paragraph. Again, the length of a paragraph varies depending on the nature of the topic. In view of above, we assume that money isn't everything. In the long run, we made out that money is not every, but something, and it fulfills our dire needs. That's right. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. So we talked about paragraph writing, and then what should be the length of a paragraph, and what are the parts of a paragraph. Like we talked about the thesis statement, and then the body of the paragraph, and then conclusion as well. And we also focused on, before you start writing a paragraph, it is much better, it's preferably much better for the students to go through a planning part that we call brainstorming. Brainstorming is what that helps us develop a better paragraph, since it is all about planning. Once we go planned, our ideas cannot be disorganized, or random ones, or irrelevant ones, right? So we can maintain clarity, we can maintain relevance as well, and our piece of writing can be organized once we go through this process that is called brainstorming. And that's very, very important for all sorts of writing, even for the exam purposes as well, as I talked about, right? And in the next class, we'll be talking about the practical aspects of paragraph writing. I will certainly be engaging you to write the main idea, or how to write the body of the paragraph, or how to give arguments, and how to relate those arguments to the thesis statement or the topic sentence that we can call as well. Okay? And I would like everyone to access the material that I have sent in the Google Classroom, right? You must go there and find the material, because without material it looks as if you are not planned one, right? You must go through the material as well. This is really, really important, and then you can discuss the things as well, right? Thank you, everyone. If you like this video, you can mention your friends also. You can share this video as well, so that most of the people can benefit the most. Otherwise, there are so many videos, but we are trying to do what? For example, we are trying to interact with you people. In that sense, it can be quite helping for you people, and just listening to the videos, that's fine enough, but being engaged, and once you are being monitored, that is very, very useful. So if you like this video, you must share on every social forum. Thank you very much, everyone. See you again for the lecture 2 on paragraph writing, which will be based on the practical version of paragraph. Thank you very much.